Technology has changed our world forever. The fact that you can read this anywhere in the world speaks to the power that technology gives us. While how we wield this power has great implications for how we act as citizens, it is a greater responsibility for how we raise our children. As a teacher for the past few years, I have seen how technology has become an integral part of the lives of my students. There's no disconnect. Schools cannot separate how technology continually influences the lives of children and teenagers across the world. Social interactions, homework, relationships, fun, work, everything has changed in the digital age. Specifically as a writing teacher, there are several core beliefs I have for how we teach our students to interact with technology. As a writing teacher, there are three main paradigms in my mind. Form, language, and style all impact how an audience will interact with the text. Students need to be able to coherently create an argument and present in a way that will be convincing to the audience. They need to master language to give meaning and force to their words. Finally, they need a unique style that shares their core beliefs and personality with the audience. All of these need to be present in a writer, and one will not be successful if they are lacking in a given category. Digital writing has been a large topic on my mind over the last few years, seeing the rise of technology in our world. Specifically, I have been concerned with how students act as digital citizens and interact online. I have several cases of cyberbullying in my classes, as well as students posting illegal activity online. There's a major disconnect of ethics that exists in the real world versus the digital world. One must just scroll through a news feed or a page of YouTube comments to see just how dark the internet will let people go when they think their voices exist in a vacuum. Words they would never utter to another human being they find ease to slander others with. The words people see digitally matter. They contain much more power than people realize. I feel that schools are not currently doing a good job of educating students for how to interact with each other civically online, as well as how their behavior online is the same as in person. Students need to learn how to code switch between their personal online presence to their digital personas easily, which is a gap I've noticed as well. Many students without coaching will use online forums such as Google Classroom as they would Facebook, using abbreviations, jokes, and informal language when communicating. The expectations need to be set that while this platform is a space they go to for recreation online, it is a place of academic rigor. The question for me as a teacher is then this: how do I provide a strong enough writing foundation for students so that they can take those skills and use them effectively online? I see a lot of my students struggle with structure and form. I want to ensure that they have that base so they can communicate efficiently and adapt their language based on their audience. This is not always a terribly engaging process, so I want to find ways to build passion behind the importance of form and structure. Creatively, I want to allow my students to experiment with a variety of platforms so they can find one that best suits their personal style. This might be Google Docs, Prezi, blogs, Twitter, Google Classrooms, and so on. By the time they leave my classroom at the end of the year, I want my students to walk away with a few core components. I want them to be able to engage respectively online so that when they inevitably get dragged into a Facebook argument, they can respond with strong arguments and with empathy. I want them to know that the digital mediums they can use to share their voices with others. And finally, I want them to be writers, strong in knowledge, strong in voice, strong in power.